William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com, and we are looking at the early signing period for the college basketball recruiting world. It has now come and gone, and three programs in particular look like the early winners. I mean, there's a lot of programs that signed excellent classes, don't get me wrong, but these three in particular, I think, really made an effort to come out on top, whether it be because they have the top overall recruiting class, which is the case for Kentucky, or there were two classes that are a bit of a surprise late in the signing period, and that's going to be Mississippi State and Miami. We got to start with the Wildcats. Big Blue Nation is getting used to, almost taking for granted, the kind of recruiting success that John Calipari has had in Lexington. But nonetheless, it deserves mention because this year they've signed 3 of the top 7 prospects in the country. Obviously, as the recruiting process goes on for everybody, people start to wonder, when is Kentucky going to come in the picture? When are they going to take the lead? Because that's what we've become so accustomed to. This year, the recruiting class was great. Don't get me wrong. 2 5-stars to begin things off, but really late in the process it came together, landing De'Aaron Fox, landing Malik Monk, and landing Bam Adebayo in the last week. That's 3 5-stars in a week. That's absolutely incredible. Kentucky has the number 1 overall recruiting class. What does this mean going forward into next year? Their backcourt is going to reload. No matter what NBA decisions come from Isaiah Briscoe and Tyler Ulis there in Lexington. And then continued front court depth. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with a guy like Skal Labissiere. He's probably going to declare for the NBA draft after his freshman year. But bringing in a number of front court guys should help reload that position and that group there in Lexington. Kentucky is going to be young, they're going to be talented, they're going to be athletic, same as always. This might be the most explosive recruiting class that he's brought to Lexington thus far. Another team that we have to look at, Mississippi State. Ben Howland, his pedigree is unquestioned at this point, but people wondered how he would do down there in Stark Vegas, Mississippi, and he has done quite well. There's no denying that, landing a host of 4-stars, 6 4-star commitments. This is absolutely huge. I mean, I don't think there's any way to really look past what he's been able to do down there. He's having recruiting success, mainly with with Adidas grassroots players, something that obviously has an influence today in college basketball recruiting, but he's doing so in the South. I mean, this is really impressive because he's not going back to West Coast ties. He's keeping it regional. Everybody coming south of Mount Wilson, Virginia, something very impressive to keep an eye on. Because moving forward, when you're trying to compete with Kentucky in the SEC, they're going to be recruiting nationally. If you can recruit the South as well as Ben Howland has shown he can do so far, you're going to have a lot of success in a conference that seems to be up for grabs in that second tier. And for that third team, well, you're just going to have to read the article. Make sure you give it a click in the box below.